Long ago, before the world grew loud with iron and smoke, there lived three spirits who shared the same land, but did not share each other. Deep in the shade of ancient trees lived the forest spirit. The forest spirit was old, older than memory, older than the first path ever walked by human feet. Their body was made of bark and moss, their breath carried the scent of rain, and their voice sounded like wind passing through leaves. They protected everything that grew quietly: roots, ferns, animals, seeds. The forest trusted them, but the forest spirit did not trust change. Not far away lived the village spirit. Unlike the forest, the village was always alive with noise, laughter, cooking pots, footsteps, music, and crying babies. The village spirit was young and bright. They lived in warm fires, in shared meals, in the rhythm of drums, and the kindness between neighbors. They protected people from sickness, from despair, and from loneliness. They loved growth, and the village was growing. Between them both flowed the river spirit. The river spirit belonged to neither forest nor village. They moved endlessly, laughing over stones, whispering through reeds, singing to the sky. They were ancient, yet playful. They carried stories from mountains far away and secrets from lands unseen. They always watched, for many years. The three spirits lived in silence. Until one day, the village needed more space. Trees were cut. The forest spirit felt every fallen trunk like a broken bone. The wind turned sharp, animals fled deeper into the woods, and slowly, the crops in the village began to fail. The village spirit grew worried. They blamed the forest. The river spirit noticed the tension. The waters grew restless, fish vanished, wells dried, the land felt uneasy. Still, the spirits did not speak. Then, the storm came. Rain fell harder than it had in generations. The river swelled and roared. The river spirit tried to hold their banks, but the soil was loose from the missing trees. Water surged toward the village. Homes trembled. The village spirit cried out in fear. The river spirit turned toward the forest. "Help me," they whispered. At first, the forest spirit did nothing. They remembered axes. They remembered fire. They remembered loss. But they also heard the cries of children carried on the wind. So, they stretched their roots deep, far strong. The trees gripped the earth. The soil held. The river slowed. The flood stopped just before reaching the heart of the village. The village survived. The village spirit thanked the river, but said nothing to the forest. And the forest spirit withdrew once more into silence. The river spirit sighed. Seasons passed, then came the drought. The rain vanished. The river shrank to a whisper. The villagers' crops withered. But this time, the forest suffered too. Leaves fell too soon. Animals weakened. Even the ancient roots struggled to drink. For the first time, all three spirits felt the same pain. At last, they spoke. Not with anger, but with truth. The forest spirit said, "I cannot survive if I am destroyed." The village spirit said, "My people cannot live without shelter." The river spirit said, "I cannot flow if the land is unbalanced." They listened, really listened, and they understood something none of them had before. They were not separate. The forest held the soil, the river fed the land. The village gave care and voice to both. So, they made a promise. The village would cut carefully and plant twice what they took. The forest would allow paths and gathering. The river would guide its waters gently. Years passed. The forest grew strong again. The river ran clear. The village prospered without taking too much, and the three spirits, once strangers, became friends. Not because they were alike, but because they learned they needed one another. And from that day on, whenever the wind moved through leaves, laughter rose from homes, or water shimmered in sunlight. It was said you could hear three voices instead of one: the forest, the village, the river, together.